Normally, I don't eat carrot cake. Although I love the flavor, I just think it's a waste to eat something that's not really good for you if it doesn't have chocolate in it. But I've come up with a recipe for a raw carrot cake or carrot cake bars that are actually really healthy for you. So I've started off with a cup of walnuts in the food processor with 6 dates, and I've already taken the pits out. I'm also going to add half a 10-ounce bag of shredded carrots. So that's 5 ounces of carrots. Just going to add that right in here. And I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I really love this recipe because you still get all the benefits from the carrots and the nuts in here, and it still tastes really good, and it's sweetened with the dates, so you're not getting any additional refined sugar in your diet. I'm just going to pulse everything together, and then I'll show you what we do when we come back. So I've pulsed all the ingredients for the raw carrot cake together, and you just want to make sure that it sticks together just like so. I did have to add a couple teaspoons of unsweetened coconut milk. If you find that your mixture is too dry, go ahead and add some coconut milk or almond milk. You can even add some water. And just make sure you do it 1 teaspoon at a time. I ended up adding 5 teaspoons of the coconut milk, and just don't add too much at once because you don't want it to be too runny. And now I'm just placing the mixture in my lined baking dish, and I've lined it with wax paper. This way, after it chills in the fridge, I can just take it out really easily and cut it into bars. And so I'm just gonna mold this to the shape of my dish, and I'll keep it in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so while I make the cream cheese frosting, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So just go ahead and put it all in here, and then you're just gonna squish it down, and you can cover it with the wax paper so you can get a really good fit to your baking dish. And then go ahead and put this in the fridge while you make your frosting. So I've left the carrot cake to chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes while I make the cream cheese frosting. I'm using half a package of light cream cheese, and I've let it sit at room temperature for about half an hour. That's not necessary though, because the food processor will just whip everything up together for you. I'm going to sweeten it with about a teaspoon of honey. If you don't want to use honey, you can also use a teaspoon of stevia powder. That'll work as well. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I will also add a teaspoon of unsweetened coconut milk. Make sure you keep this on hand, and as you blend the frosting together, you might want to add a little bit more just to make the consistency that you desire. So I'm going to go ahead and whip this together, and then I'll show you how we assemble the cake with the frosting. So I've let the carrot cake chill in the fridge for about half an hour, and the frosting has come together really nicely. As you can see, it has a really great cream cheese frosting consistency. I didn't add any refined sugar, I just sweetened it with honey, and you can add as little or as much as you like. Just go ahead and taste the sweetness and adjust it to your preference. So now I'm just topping my carrot cake with the cream cheese frosting. I'm just going to slather it on. And I don't mind the rustic look, I actually kind of like that. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And just go ahead and finish that. And you want to put this back in the fridge for at least half an hour, or even overnight would be nice. And that way you can cut it into really nice squares. And so this is a really good treat. You get the benefits from the raw carrots. It's sweetened with dates and honey, so there's no refined sugar. And it'll help you stay on track when you're trying to cut down on refined sugar in your diet. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope you'll join me again soon.